Welcome to DEMOCREPUBLIX, where we cover the real news that matter to we the people. Prince Andrew releases new statement on Epstein ties. The Epic Time reports that Prince Andrew broke his silence for the first time over the weekend and addressed his ties to recently deceased sex offender Jeffrey Epstein in a lengthy statement signed by him and issued from Buckingham Palace. Prince Andrew claimed during his former relationship with Epstein they met infrequently and that he had no idea about the financier's criminal behavior. Court documents say Epstein sexually exploited and abused dozens of minor girls at different locations, some as young as 14 years old. Epstein was in the Manhattan jail facing trial on child sex trafficking charges when he was found dead in his cell on August 10th. His death was ruled a suicide by hanging by the New York Times City Medical Examiner's office. Epstein's lawyers said they are not satisfied with the results and have vowed to conduct their own investigation into his death. Quote, "It is apparent to me since the suicide of Mr. Epstein that there has been an immense amount of media speculation about so much in his life," Prince Andrew's statement posted on Twitter on August 24th read. "This is particularly the case in relation to my former association or friendship with Mr. Epstein. The Duke of York said he first met Epstein in 1999 and that throughout the time they knew each other, they met probably no more than only once or twice a year, though he admitted staying in a number of his residences. Quote, at no stage during the limited time I spent with him did I see, witness, or suspect any behavior of the sort that subsequently led to the arrest and his conviction," the statement reads. Epstein, who federal prosecutors say was worth more than $500 million, owned and maintained luxury properties and residences around the world, according to a bail memorandum by the Southern District of New York. They included a roughly 75-acre island located in the U.S. Virgin Islands, a mansion located in the Upper East Side of Manhattan, and a large property in New Mexico dubbed the Zorro Ranch. The statement by Andrew comes a week after Buckingham Palace issued their addressing the ties. In that statement, the palace said that Andrew was appalled at recent reports and that he deplores the exploitation of any human being. Nearly 2,000 pages of documents related to Epstein were unsealed on August 9th. Virginia Jeffrey, one of Epstein's accusers, alleged she was directed to have sex with Prince Andrew, other powerful men, and another prince. So we got someone saying under oath that they slept with Prince Andrew here, which he's of course denying. The article goes on to say that according to documents, Jeffrey said Epstein's former girlfriend Ghislaine Maxwell directed her to have sex with men. Jeffrey's lawsuit against Maxwell ended in both sides agreeing to settle in 2017 for an undisclosed sum. So we know right here, evidence right here that Maxwell has something to do with this because she settled. If you're not guilty of anything, you don't settle out of court. You fight that case. But the article goes on to say that I have said previously that it was a mistake and an error to see him after his release in 2010. And I can only reiterate my regret that I was mistaken to think that I thought I knew of him was evidently not the real person, given that we now know Prince Andrew continued. He added that Epstein's suicide left many unanswered questions and that he was at a loss to be able to understand or explain Mr. Epstein's lifestyle. Like he hung out with this guy after he got out of prison the first time for having sex with these girls, and he still hung with the guy. So if you're the Prince of York, why would you even hang out with someone like Epstein unless you doing the same stuff that he doing? The article goes on to say that Angela Levin, a royal biographer, criticized the prince's latest statement, describing it as staggeringly arrogant, disingenuous, and dishonest in an op-ed, and I agree with her. Besides expecting our royals not to hang around with pedophiles, we also expect them to be honest. This whole statement reeks, Levin wrote in the Daily Mail. Does Andrew really expect us to believe that someone he did not know well and only saw infrequently was invited into the royals' inner sanctum? Epstein pleaded guilty in Florida in 2008 to state charges of soliciting a child for prostitution under a non-prosecution agreement that required him to spend 13 months in jail and register as a sex offender. But I would add that he didn't have to register in New Mexico, which is odd to me. I think if you're a registered sex offender, you should have to register in all 50 states. The agreement has been condemned for ending a broad federal child sex abuse probe involving at least 40 teenage girls, which could have landed Epstein in jail for life. Andrew simply cannot escape the fact that he stayed with Epstein once he was already on the sex offenders register after serving time inside for sexual abuse, Levin continued. And that's the question right there. Like, I mean, that's how we know Prince Andrew is lying. No one in their right mind, let alone the prince, would hang out with a convicted pedophile unless they got some pedophilic leanings themselves. But let me know what you think. Do you think Prince Andrew was in on the whole thing, or he really didn't know what was going on? Leave your comments down below. Like, share, and subscribe, and check out DEMOCREPUBLIX.com for the latest in news. Until next time. We living on a real nightmare. We living on a real nightmare.